This tutorial is brought to you by the Department of Performing Arts Technology at the University of Michigan. In this tutorial, we're going to look at another application called Osculator. And Osculator is a go-between or translator app, if you will, for Touch OSC and many modern software programs. I'm going to go to my dock, start by launching Osculator. A new document looks just like this. It's blank. Nothing in it. Now, in previous tutorials, I spoke about this port number. The port number is the channel, if you will, the virtual number or channel that this particular patch is going to allow messages to be received on. In my case, my iPad, which has my custom layout created in the first tutorial, is set to send messages on port 8000. So I'm going to set 8000 and hit Tab or Return. And now, in order to see that this is working, all I need to do is reach over to my iPad and touch my push button. And when I do that, you'll notice that it says, hey, I found a control called /1/push1. I'm going to do the same thing for my fader. And so there's my fader. And the same thing for my pan, which is actually a rotary control. So everything is working. Both my device and my laptop are on the same Wi-Fi network. The device and this particular patch that I'm working in are both set to the same port number. And when I touch a control, it sends the appropriate message, and Osculator is now receiving it. Now, what to do with that message? So we're going to look in the next column to the right of the name or the message here, and it's called event type. If we open that up, you can see there are lots of different types of messages that we can convert this OSC message to. So I think for this one, we're going to choose MIDI control. So we're on a continuous controller. And now I need to set the continuous controller number. So I'm going to set 7 because I want that to control volume. And I'm going to leave channel 1 set because I want it to control volume on any MIDI instrument that is on channel 1. So that's good. I'm now going to go to my push button. And in this case, I would like to send something a little bit different. I want to send a MIDI note. And the MIDI note that I want to send, in this case, is C#1, because that's where the snare sound is located in my sampler. And I'm going to leave that on 1 because channel 1 is the channel that my sampler is on. One more time here to the rotary, and for this one, I want to set a MIDI continuous controller, but in this case, I'm not going to use the standard number for panning. Instead, I'm going to choose 31. Why? Well, because this really is just a vehicle for this information. The value of this can be anything that you want it to, because in your software that is the destination of this control, you can map what value number 31 as a continuous controller coming in on channel 1 will do in effect. So we can use the standard MIDI controller numbers if you want, or you can make up your own and have your own system. It really just depends on your application. If you're controlling a hardware synth, you're probably going to want to stick to the MIDI convention. So it's that easy. I have all 3 of my controls set. I have them all set to an event type and a value and a channel. And now you'll notice here these lights light up a little differently. They light up as green. And that's Osculator's way of saying, hey, I see that there's something coming in, and it's green because it has an assignment. So it has an event type. It's going to go somewhere. So it's a real easy way to test and debug. In further Osculator tutorials, we're going to look at this flyout tab that is for the Wiimote. Wiimotes can also be a really great way to control information in software.